Fox NFL analyst Bucky Brooks. Time now for a big story. Let's move to Dallas, which is what Michael Bennett is doing after the Patriots shipped him to the Cowboys yesterday for a 7th-round pick. Bennett was suspended by the Patriots for last week's game after getting into an argument with his defensive line coach. And in typical Belichick fashion, the team didn't waste time moving on. Bennett now joins a loaded Cowboys defensive line and a culture in Dallas very different from the one he's leaving in New England. All right. More likely, is Michael Bennett more likely to help or embarrass the Cowboys?
Help the Dallas Cowboys on the field, and I think even between the ears, this has to be a humbling experience and transition. This is 4 teams in 3 seasons.
4 teams.
We know. We got the memo. Okay, no matter how good you are, you start having those type of transactions on your resume, some team is finally going to say, enough's enough. He's done. Because you've just wore out your welcome in terms of league-wide notice and attention. But let's talk about how he's going to help on the field. This is why I like it. 8.5 sacks, 9 sacks, and this year he has 2.5 sacks his last 3 years. More importantly, the Dallas Cowboys, vaunted defense, 6th in total defense. 9th in pass defense, a little less. 15th in rush defense, a little less. 17th in sacks? Wait a minute. This great defensive line is middle of the pack in terms of getting pressure on the quarterback, and that's exactly what he's there for. So Michael Bennett, in a new experience, breath of fresh air, and a little humble, I think he's going to go out there and get it.
I mean, I think this is a great move by the
Dallas
Dallas Cowboys.
Pissed off.
This is something that I learned from Ron Wolf when I was with the Green Bay Packers. Every year when you're preparing to make a playoff run, you need to sign a vet, a hungry vet, a vet that can give you that leadership and that mentorship that you need. The Dallas Cowboys haven't been.
That type leadership.
He put hands on him.
I mean, like,
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, but for Michael Bennett can guide these guys because they've never been to the promised land. He can talk to them about what it takes to be there. And it matters more when the guy that is saying those things still can play. He still can be productive, so you're more likely to listen to him. I think Jerry Jones came away with the steal in this
I just want to clarify to make sure you. Richard Sherman's playing with San Francisco. Richard Sherman didn't go to Dallas. That's the guy that can still play, provide the leadership.
Michael Bennett can still play.
Go ahead. You want to say that post Achilles at first. Man.
I mean, it would be very difficult for him to outdo some of the people that they brought in there in terms of character. All right.
That wasn't the question. So we wasn't talking about Greg Hardy.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, will he help or embarrass? I mean, I would have been embarrassed making the signing of the guy you just mentioned. So you got to look at it from the standpoint of what equals embarrassment in Dallas. I don't think that Michael Bennett approaches remotely anywhere near the type of personalities that have played for this Cowboys team that would warrant us to say who he is and who we know of him as a
Sarah,
person
how you
or
doing?
a player.
Philly 76, what's going on?
In Dallas, it's okay.
Again, I don't know that. Was that confirmed that he put his hands on?
I haven't heard that.
Why do you think he just got shipped?
Put his hands on him.
I think because he got into a verbal discussion where they both disagreed and they felt as though they didn't need his services as much in New England.
You don't even need a justification.
That's how I read about it.
If it's New England,
that's how I interpret it.
It's New England. Like,
let me throw another layer on you.
Okay.
Y'all do know who Michael Bennett is, a national anthem protester.
Okay.
Jerry Jones is the national anthem supporter.
Nobody's paying attention to that anymore.
Yeah.
I
Thank
get
you.
it.
They're not going to pay attention there. What is he going to do?
He also agreed that he would stand up for the national anthem.
Well, I think he's been staying in the locker room. I think he's been staying in the locker room. But my point is, if it does, 4th team in, what'd you say, in 3 years? Yeah, 4th. If it doesn't go well here.
Come on, Chaba.
If
Come
he
on,
gets
get it
in a
right.
dispute with the coaching staff or a teammate or whatever, that's when you flip, oh, let me turn myself into a martyr and let me go take a knee or protest, and it's the league has got a problem
he would have to be
with
more
someone like Michael Bennett.
I hate to say this, but he would have to be more, and this is not a shot at you, Mike, but he would have to be more relevant for something like that to take place. I don't even think he's relevant enough for him to say, let me go here and turn myself into a martyr if I'm not going to be the guy that I once was on the field.
And let's be respectful. His confrontation was over playing time. And
Thank you. He wants
I've never
to
been in
play.
that conversation before, because when I did
Robert
get
Packian,
a lot of
this
playing
is
time,
live
I deserved
right now.
not to get a lot of playing time. So to be a guy who has 2.5 sacks coming off of 9 sacks last year, And now you're playing 11 plays of 60 in the last game. He's like, hey, this doesn't add up.
And
I'm
9
just letting
sacks
you know.
is a lot of sacks.
A lot of sacks. So he's like, this doesn't add up. I don't know what the extent of
Who
the
you gonna
competition.
believe, Belichick or Bennett?
Thank you.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up my football gods. Wake up there, guys. Man, thank everybody who's tuned in on my Facebook regular page, my Cowboy Joe Boo, my Joe Boo Sports Report, Joe Boo Cowboys, all of those different pages. Shout out to all you people on Facebook, and of course, shout out to everybody on YouTube. If you are on Facebook, definitely go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to it, because I really see there's so many things on Facebook going on. I want to spread the mojo there, but it's hard for me to keep my eyes down here on this channel. I mean, on 4 Facebook pages, it's easier for me to go through the chat up in here, and I see Playmaker74, Cowboys Up North, John Roberts. You're not John Roberts I went to high school with that also worked on ESPN, are you? Kevin Carr, Jason P., Roberto, Truth Believer, Hodges, over there. And I know my former neighbor I see is over there, Redskin fan, Alonzo. Shout out to you, Alonzo. How you feeling about your Redskins, my man? How you feeling? Too soon? Too soon? Okay. All right. I won't troll you, man. I'll save it for the last week of the season. Man, I got to tell you, I am so hyped up right now. It's Monday night. I always look forward to Mondays to be doing these live streams, and I'm trying to remember how long that I've been doing these, but this has been crazy because I used to do the Benet Emery show. I was on his show for about 7 minutes every Monday night and stuff, and then I started doing live streams while I was doing that and things, and it just kind of grew and grew and grew. So it's been probably about 4 or 5 years, and almost every single Monday and Friday, I have been here. Through thick and thin, through ups and downs, through, Tony Romo getting hurt in preseason, to Dak Prescott coming his own, to regressing Dak Prescott and missing the playoffs, and the Giants beating us twice. Yeah, it's been that long, hasn't it? When the Giants beat us. the Giants beating the Cowboys. Woo, okay, I'm sorry. I had to get a good laugh there. But no, seriously, in all seriousness, I want to thank everybody who's been part of this, because without you guys, this literally cannot work. So before I get on to the subject tonight, I want to actually read from my man King Taylor. He ended up sending me a question, and he said, it was a great question because I'm trying to figure this out myself. Hi, Miss Jackie. How you doing tonight? Truth Believer, Little Sweet. What's up? Tom Jasper, Eric Freeman, Joseph, Zeppelin fan. Zeppelin fan, I got your email. Oh, my God. This is, I am so blessed. Zeppelin fan is sending me a banner from the 70s that's autographed by Tom Landry and 2 other people. He's not sure who they are, but we're going to see if we can figure that out. But it's going to be here tomorrow. I may not be back tomorrow night to get it, but my wife will be here. But King Daniel said, why are Cowboy fans so negative right now? Like, we are on a great track. Like, bro, I'm on YouTube, and all I hear is guys saying negative stuff, harping on the past. And from what I've seen from the Dallas last Sunday, I know the team is going to make it, bro. I like it, bro. I hate how negativity is placed and taken to place of realness or realists, more like real assholes that aren't real fans. What's my take on it? That's the thing I don't understand. Excuse my language, but I wanted to keep it real. I don't understand why we have Cowboy fans that are, no matter what happens, we have good things happen, and still they disbelieve or they're still mad. Oh, it's not good enough, man. Wait a minute. I'm here in the Washington, D.C. area, and I know I'm going to get haters that are like, oh, you're not a real Cowboy fan. Yeah, it's true. I go ahead. I do the Dallas Cowboys, and I do the Texans, and I do the Redskins. Yeah, I literally 24 hours a day, I'm just live streaming like this for all kinds of other teams. So get over it. But listening to the Washington Redskins, now I understand they just spent the 15th pick in the draft for Dwayne Haskins, and they're like, the guy does not know the playbook, does not seem to want to understand, that the guy just can't play. He is so bad. This is how bad they're saying he is in practice. They're saying that this guy, the defenders know they got a pick in practice, are easing up just so that way he can get completions in practice to try and help him just feel good about completing the pass. Yeah, I know. Maybe we gave up on Taco too soon. And the score was 14-0 before I got on. It may be time to break up the Miami Dolphins. But you know what? Taco is dead to me. We got no more Taco Tuesdays, and we definitely don't have Taco Monday night. For whatever reason, Taco just didn't get it together with us. He just did not, the coaching staff didn't like him or didn't give him the chances, or he just felt out of place. Maybe the spotlight was too big. I don't know what it was, but he's playing a lot better in Miami than, of course, he was here. And maybe it was he just didn't get the opportunities, and maybe he just needed a fresh start. Maybe that's the case with Michael Bennett. Interestingly enough, you hear them, of course, Jabba the Hutt, the hater here, talking about, talking about how he might be a cancer to the team and this, that, and the other, because he's always going to be negative. Jabba the Hutt is like a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans. We won our division 2 out of the last 3 years. We're pointed in the right direction. We're getting better. We got more talent than people. Our quarterback stays upright. You see Joe Flacco, who Denver wasted a whole bunch of money on, he's hurt. You've seen Matty Ice, and their team stinks. He's hurt. You see Pat Mahomes hurt. We got a team that's pretty much healthy. We're in first place in our division. And it's just like, what is the problem? We got a chance. We're still fighting. I hope and pray that these people that are so negative here with the Dallas Cowboys, that they're not that way in their real life, because if they are, oh my God, I feel sorry for you, man. Because, see, for something to happen, you have to first believe it can happen. If you don't believe it, how the hell do you think anybody else is going to believe it? When I go out and do anything, and I mean anything, I believe that I'm going to make it, that I'm going to make it work. And if the first thing I try doesn't work, I'm going to go ahead and try something else. And I'm going to keep on going and never give up. And you know what? More times than not, I succeed. But I'm going to tell you, I never fail, because I never give up. You only fail when you give up. So change this whole negativity. If the Cowboys end up going downhill and, to the toilet and pull a Redskins or a Giants, okay. Then we'll deal with it then. We'll deal with it if it happens. But why worry about something that ain't happened? Why waste that energy? Why waste that time? So here we are with our Cowboys. We're healthy. We got a light practice tomorrow. They're off on Wednesday. Put the game plan on Thursday and Friday, and we got to still wait till Monday before we play. They get a little extra time. Now, the question you have to ask is, as we start looking at the rest of the schedule, because right now is where it gets critical. Forget about what's transpired before now. We can't change that. We're 4-4, leading our division. We got 4-3. 4-3. We got 9 games left to go. And the question is, do we need to fear the teams that we play? Well, the 49ers, true believer, they are legit right now. But will they be able to keep that going on all season? See, people were talking about Buffalo was legit too, right? Now, see, if we talk about our Dallas Cowboys schedule, here's what we got. From here on out, we got the New York stinking Giants in New York, and hopefully we don't have a repeat of what happened with the Jets. I'm hoping that we continue the dominance over the stinking Giants, okay? That we go through and we give them their 5th loss in a row. Okay? Daniel Jones, it's now his team. I'm kind of sad that we're not playing Eli Manning anymore. That Eli Manning is done. He's toast. He's out of here. Danny Dimes, or sometimes Danny 2 Cents, he played pretty good the first couple of games, and then he kind of went downhill. He did get 3 TD passes yesterday, but it's still, that team, it needs a lot of help. They are a long ways away. They need to just kind of gut the coaching staff, start all over, and try and really. Thomas Garrett, thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate that super chat. They need to gut the team. You know, they've already started with that, getting rid of Odell Beckham and guys like that to try and get themselves on an even keel. Because what you have to do in football is you need to get a group of guys that are young, get them together, and let them learn and put a system, and you've got about a 5-year window to win it. If you don't do it in there, unless you're the Patriots, then you need to start over. So we got the Giants. We got the Vikings. And a lot of people fear the Giants. I mean, the Vikings, man. The Vikings, all of a sudden, Kirk Cousins. One Giant rebuttal. Thank you very much for that super chat. I feel your pain, Mark, even though I root for the Giants. It's just people these days are too impatient, always negative, and can never see the glass half full. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, man. And nothing personal. This is hate week, man. You know, don't take it personal. I'm going to trash your team, but I appreciate you coming in on the channel and stuff. That means a lot when you are a fan of another team that come in and give us a compliment. I appreciate it, especially when you do make a donation. I really appreciate it. So we got the Vikings, of course, and we got Kirk Cousins now, who's changed the narrative because the first couple of weeks they were saying, leave that guy on the side of the road. Then we got the Lions. The Lions who started out, you saw for a minute that the Lions, you know, when they beat Philadelphia, man, the Lions, man, they might be legit. Well, they kind of came back down to earth. Then we got New England. And, of course, New England, you know, they're the greatest team of history when you listen to all the talking heads. We got the Buffalo Bills that got a winning record and stuff. And, you know, they're outstanding, as we're told, until they played the Eagles. And then we got the Bears, which is one of the most disappointing teams in the NFL. And then we got the Rams. And then we got the Eagles. And then we got the Redskins. Now, when we looked at the schedule in the offseason, we looked at this and said that second half of the season, man, the Vikings, man, they're going to be tough. We said, of course, the Patriots will be, you know, great. We figured the Lions would be a pushover. You know, we figured the Bills would be a pushover as well. And we figured the Bears were going to be hell. And then we thought about the Rams, okay? The Rams, that's going to be a nightmare. And then we got the Eagles, and we were told that the Redskins were going to be improved. So when you looked at that in totality, you said, oh, my God, that's a killer. But now that we're looking at it, now that we've got some games behind this stuff, do you fear all of these teams right here? Now, I never said the team was going to go 16-0 like some Cowboy fans would go. I never said they're going to go 8-8. My prediction was 11-5. And for us to get there, that means we can only lose 2 of these last 9 games. And as I look at this, we know what the Giants are. The Giants are not real good, but if we don't show up, we could lose to any one of these teams. If we show up, we can beat any of these teams. So the question is are we going to be healthy when we play them? Are we going to go in there and play in the first half? James Nooks, thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate it. Are we going to be healthy when we play him? And are we going to get Jason Garrett? That's the bigger question. Is Jason Garrett going to put his fingers on the offense and screw the whole thing up? Those are the things that you have to worry about. But here's what's interesting. Let's just kind of go through the teams because we've got the Minnesota Vikings. You know, Minnesota's second place in their division. You know, you see the record. They have a better record than us. Shout out to them because they were being questioned early on. But let's go through and look at their schedule and the teams that they faced, okay? They beat the Falcons, okay, which are Mary's Sisters of the Poor team of the NFL. They have 1 win. I mean, literally, everybody beats the Falcons, okay, except the Eagles. They beat the Falcons, 1-7. Now, of course, they had a close game to the Packers. Shout out to them. We had a close game to the Packers. Seems like everybody had a close game to the Packers. They did pretty good, 16-21. They lost to the Packers, and there's no shame in that because the Packers are a good team. Okay? They destroyed the Raiders, but the Raiders aren't a good team. But they lost to the Vikings. Sorry. They lost to the Bears. Excuse me. Only scoring 6 points. I mean, the fact that the Bears scored 16 points, I mean, that's a lot of points for the Bears. Of course, they beat up on the Giants, and they destroyed the Eagles, and they destroyed the Lions, and they kind of beat the Redskins. But they only scored 19 points against the Redskins, a team that right now is shopping Trent Williams and Ryan Kerrigan and trying to unload Josh Norman. So when you look at this, does that instill a lot of fear to you guys? What's up, Ram? How you doing? I'm not sure that I look at that and I say, because I know we played Kirk Cousins. We played Kirk Cousins. I believe Dak is 4-0 against Kirk Cousins, because Kirk Cousins will give you a Tony Ono at any time. Okay, so I'm not saying that they can't beat us. I'm not saying that. But I'm not like that, oh, that's a game we're going to lose. That I say that's a possible win. That if we're healthy, we don't get Jason Garretted, the referees don't screw us, I think we have a good chance against that team, right? Okay. I think we got a real good chance against the New York Giants. All right. Chicago. Talk about a team that's disappointing. You looked at him last year. You thought Mr. Trubisky wasn't too bad of a quarterback. You know, he was serviceable. He's a bus driver, okay? All right? It seems like now he's a drunk bus driver, okay? He's just not cutting it. He's not cutting it. The defense is still pretty good, but not as good as they thought they were going to be. So, you know, you see, of course, they lost to the Packers. They ended up barely beating the Broncos, 16 points against the Broncos, okay? Let the Broncos score 14. They destroyed the Redskins, but who doesn't destroy the Redskins? They beat the Vikings, and this is where you kind of say, okay, the Bears are sorry, but they beat the Vikings. Okay. They lost to the Raiders. They lost to the Saints. Now, losing to the Saints, that's no shame in that. And they just lost to the Chargers, and the Chargers are another one of those teams that are really disappointing. So do you fear what?
Dolphins about to get their first win?
Yeah, Michael's. Yeah, I wish you guys could have seen this. Michael's like the Vikings. I mean, what's the score? Yeah, but what's
14-3?
Oh, okay. So it was 14-0. Michael was like, I can't believe it. The Vikings. That goes to show you anybody can win.
No, it's the Dolphins.
I'm sorry, the Dolphins. It goes to show you that anything can happen in football, okay?
But they already have number one pick, so.
Well, not if they start winning.
I mean, if they win this game, they start number one pick.
No, wait a minute. Somebody still hasn't gotten a win. Who doesn't have a win yet? Somebody else doesn't. Oh, but anyway, I digress. Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much there, buddy. Okay. So, are you afraid of the Bears? I mean, anybody, don't get me wrong. You can lose to anybody, but you don't look and say they're head and shoulders above us. Okay. Buffalo. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Oh, by the way, too, one other side note on that. Minnesota. The teams that they faced are 23 wins and 35 losses. Not exactly the cream of the crop of NFL teams. You know, other than Green Bay, it's not a lot of good teams that they face. All right, so now we're looking at Buffalo. And, you know, going into this weekend, you know, we all thought, oh, man, Buffalo, the only loss they have is against New England. You know, they held Tom Brady without a touchdown, okay? And the defense had to get a score because we're told about how great that defense is of New England. New England, Pats heads down. And understand something else, too, here. I got to be honest. When you look at the NFC versus the AFC, all the good teams are in the NFC. There aren't a whole lot of good teams in the AFC. You look at it, you've got New England, You had Kansas City before Pat Mahomes got hurt, and Buffalo. But who else out there do you look and say is a really good team, honestly, in the AFC? I don't see any good teams out. I really don't. You know, you look, of course, at the NFC, you've got New Orleans, you've got Green Bay, you've got Seattle, you've got San Francisco, although I will still say I'm still not sold on San Francisco just yet. You've got a lot of really good teams in the NFC. AFC, not so much. I wish Cowboys were in the AFC because you'd have a better chance, okay? So Buffalo beat the Jets 17-16, and I can't say anything about the Jets because the Jets kicked our ass. That's where I said anybody can beat you. Colts, yeah, the Colts aren't bad. Right, you're right. I forgot the Colts. But the Colts, if they were in the NFC, you wouldn't say that they're a juggernaut in the NFC. Okay. Then the Bills played the Giants, and we all know the Giants stink, okay? They played the Bengals. Bengals don't have a win, Mike. If Miami wins, then they'll be the second pick. That's the other one.
Still,
Okay, the Bengals suck, okay?
like number 1 pick, though. Number 2 pick.
Well, it'll be the second pick. But they'll have 3 in the top 20. And then, of course, the Patriots, who are undefeated. And then you got the Titans. The Titans are 4-4. And then they played Miami, who currently is 0-7. And they played the Eagles that are 4-4 and lost to them. So when you start looking at this, you say to yourself, you beat the Titans that are 4-4, and that's it. Collectively, here's what's interesting. Check this out. The teams that are faced, okay, understand the Titans have 4 wins. The Patriots have 8. The records of the teams that they faced, 19-35. 19-35. That stinks. So do you look at, does Buffalo honestly scare you? And you're playing them at home on Thanksgiving. I can't say that Buffalo scares me. I mean, you know, you can lose to, don't get me wrong, you can lose to anybody, but you don't look at them and say, oh, man, we got no chance. You don't look at that, okay? We got the Rams. The Rams, the defending NFC champions. When you looked at this on paper in the offseason, you said, oh, my God, man, the Rams, you know, we lost to them in the playoffs last year, man. Dak's never beaten them. They got Gurley. You got Jared Goff. And we're told Jared Goff is, you know, so much better of a quarterback than Dak Prescott. You know, Dak Prescott can't hold his jockstrap. Well, Jared Goff is not the same quarterback without a Todd Gurley. And as we look at this, the only quality win that they have is against the Saints when they knocked Drew Brees out, which is the only loss that the Saints had. But I will say that looking at that, I think they were shell-shocked after losing Drew Brees. That move, I mean, losing Drew Brees, all of a sudden everybody's saying the season's over. But you've seen since that time. Boom. But you're right, Miss Jackie. They lost 3 in a row. And they got blown out by the Buccaneers, 55-40. I mean, the Buccaneers lit them up for 55. But let's, you know, and they're talking about now that defense, because, you know, they're talking about getting Jalen Ramsey. That defense of theirs has turned it around. But you played against the Bengals or the Bungles last week. And the week before, you played against the Falcons and you knocked out Matty Ice. So you look at this and you say, okay, you beat the Rams. I'm sorry, you beat the Panthers. You beat the Saints after you knocked Drew Brees out. You barely beat the doo-doo Browns. You lost to Tampa Bay. You lost to Seattle, close, mind you. You lost to the 49ers, and you beat the Falcons, and you beat the Bengals. Are you scared of the Rams? I'm not. They can beat us, But I'm not going to look and say they're head and shoulders ahead of us. Are you? I'm not. All right. Now, here's the big dog. This is the one that you got to look at and say, New England, man, New England, best team in football. You got no chance against New England. I mean, New England, they're Super Bowl defending champions and stuff. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say this. With getting Michael Bennett, I'm not quite as scared because, see, never underestimate the power of revenge. And the one thing that Tom Brady does not like is to get pressure in his face. And I think they'll put Michael Bennett as a tackle. You get Robert Quinn on the outside. You get Marcus Lawrence. You get Malik Collins. And then you do a little blitz with Jalen Smith up the middle there and Van Der Esch and start putting some pressure on Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady, he's getting a lot of credit, but they're not exactly lighting up the scoreboard like they used to. They're running the ball. And I'm almost going to say this, and I'm going to get killed, but Tom Brady is becoming more and more of a game manager now. And you look at just humor me now. Humor me. Okay, maybe I'm just crazy and I'm a delusional Dallas Cowboy fan. Oh, my God, Amy Ann, definitely prayers for California. I was talking to my daughter, and she's like, the fires are getting pretty bad. I know Shango had to evacuate his house. It's bad. It's these wildfires, man. They said that since 1970 to now, the wildfire season has increased by 105 days. That's 3 months longer than it used to be. And I was out in San Diego last year, this time when they had the fires real bad. And I'm going to tell you, the winds, when they start blowing in there and that fire, it will lift that fire up and it will be like a blowtorch out there. It's bad. It is really, really bad. And if you're anywhere close to those fires, get the hell out. The insurance will take care of rebuilding the house. You cannot rebuild yourself. I've been burnt, and trust me, you do not want to be burned. So, yeah, definitely. Shout out on that. So here's what the Patriots have played. They played the Steelers, beat the hell out of the Steelers without Big Ben, without Le'Veon Bell, without Antonio Brown. And I believe the Steelers are losing to Miami right now. Okay? And they played Miami the second week. Okay? Miami Dolphins. This is first two games. They played the Jets. I'm not throwing shade at the Jets because the Jets turned around and beat us, so anybody can beat you. I get that. Then they played the Bills, who played nobody. Young Wilson, thank you very much for the Super Chat. They played the Bills, and they won basically on a defensive turnover. 16-10. Wait a minute. I'll get to that, Emily Ann, about another trade. They beat the Redskins, whose only win is against Miami. You're seeing the theme here, right? L4G, thank you very much for the Super Chat. They beat the Giants, okay? They beat the Jets again, and they beat the Browns. Am I the only one that sees this? Because here, listen to this. This is how crazy this is. The collective record of the people that New England has faced are 14-43. How is that even allowed to happen in the NFL? Please, somebody explain to me how they have a schedule where the teams that they have faced in 8 weeks have a total of 14 wins. 14 wins in 8 weeks. Taco got another sack? Damn. Mark, do the 49ers next, bro. It's the same thing. And, well, we're not playing them, so I didn't actually do the numbers on that one. But, no, you're on point. But I'm just saying. So, does New England scare you? Do you look and say, we got no chance against New England? I'm not sure that we don't. We're going to be playing in New England. It's going to be cold. But I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm like, okay. I'm going to beat the Giants 35-14, but, you know, we did the same thing to the Giants, right? But they let the Browns score 13, right? Am I wrong? The Buffalo Bills, who they didn't look very good against the Eagles last night, did they? And yet that was a closer game for them. So I'm just saying, I can see us going 7-2 down the stretch. You're going to lose a couple. You're going to lose a couple. That's just the way it is. You're going to lose some games that you don't expect to lose, like the Jets. And you're going to win some ones that you don't expect. See, I can see us going through and beating New England and then losing to the Redskins. That's how crazy this stuff is. Because you don't expect to lose to the Jets, okay, 1 week, and then turn around and kick the crap out of the Eagles. And speaking of Eagles, let's humor me here, too, because we do have the Eagles as well. And here's the thing with the Eagles, who all of a sudden, you Eagles, I see you've been re-energized. I see you guys are coming back. You're telling us how much the Cowboys suck. And that may be right. We do suck. But you know what? We don't suck as much as you guys because we beat you 1, 2, 3, 4 times in a row. So get back to me when you finally get a victory over us, okay? Okay? How about that? How about that, you Eagles? So, yeah, take that. Patriots roll over. See, there's one of them Eagle trolls. Yes, Jeff. I see you're back hard and heavy now that you guys got to win. But see, I'm going to call you one of those cockroaches. See, I'm here. I was here after we lost to the Jets. I was here after we lost to Green Bay. I was here after we lost to New Orleans. Because, see, I am a stand-up guy that will take my medicine. But you know what's funny? I swear, when you guys lost to the Falcons, I didn't see any of you guys. And for you guys to come through and say you lost to the Jets, well, you lost to the Falcons. The Falcons who are trading everybody now and probably going to fire the coach for the end of the season. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Eagle fans. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you, Eagle fans. Okay. So as we look at the Eagles that are 4-4 that we have beaten, we've got 3 games in our division, and you let the Redskins score 27 points on you, Eagles. The Redskins scored 20. Have they scored 27 points in the last 3 games? Interesting. The Falcons scored 24 points against you. The Lions scored 27 and beat you. You lost to the Lions that only have 2 victories. You lost to the Falcons that have only 1. Now, I'll give you credit that you got a victory because Aaron Rodgers failed to deliver in the end zone. 1st and goal down there, could not deliver. I'll give you that one. That's a quality win. And you beat the Jets, something we couldn't do. Oh, so now, Jeff, I see how you guys do? See how you guys do? You say a win is a win. When we beat somebody, you beat nobody. That's what kills me because you are just like the talking heads out there. When we win, it's not good enough the way we won. When Dak Prescott wins the game, he didn't throw for 300 yards. You know, you guys win this weekend. And what did Carson Wentz throw for? 170 yards? You ran the ball for more the last 2 big victories you had. You ran the ball more than you passed the ball. And they talk about Carson Wentz is back on track. No, he got a freaking running game. They realize, hey, we need to run the ball to win because Carson Wentz can't put the team on his back. See, that's the difference. That's the narrative you get. You get guys saying Carson Wentz's numbers are better than what they appear. No, their numbers are what the hell they are. Well, his players are dropping the ball. Well, wait a minute. Wait. The Cowboys going to last week had the most drops in the NFL. I didn't hear anybody say, if Dak Prescott's receivers caught the ball, if they weren't the worst, leading the league in drop balls, that Dak Prescott would be better than Pat Mahomes. I got you. Listen, I got you guys. I got you. So you end up beating the Vikings. I'm sorry, you end up losing to the Vikings. And I'm not sold that the Vikings are a great team. And you got their teeth kicked in by my Dallas Cowboys. And you know you got your teeth kicked in by the Dallas Cowboys. So you know what, Eagles? I got no fear of you. Zero. Zilch. Okay? Dak Prescott owns your ass. I dropped the mic, but I just can't drop it. It's attached. I'm trying to drop the mic, but it just won't drop. So, back to the original question. Is the schedule that bad? I'm not sure that it is. You can lose to anybody. We know that. You can lose to anybody. But I look at this schedule for my Cowboys. Wait a minute, here we go. We got the Giants. Great thing about the Giants is we're coming back from a rest. We'll be as healthy as we have been all season. Oh, my God, Derek. Thank you very much. I forgot about that. Carson Wentz dinking and dunking. Just dinking and dunking. Almost all of his passes were freaking screen passes. Now, they'll tell you, well, it's because he doesn't have receivers. He does not have receivers. You know, they're dropping the ball. You know, it's kind of like they are handicapping him, you know, just trying to help. Oh, let's help poor Johnny. You know, he doesn't have all the advantages. You know, the Cowboys have a great offensive line, even though we are missing our 2 starting tackles, right? Along with our best receiver, right? We didn't get any credit for that. We get players that drop and have a pick, you know, interception. Oh, we didn't get that. But yeah, he's dinking and dunking Wentz. So as we look at the schedule, we got the New York stinking Giants. We go to New York on plenty of rest. I think we can handle that. And then we come home. We play the Vikings at home. I think we got a good chance there. We go to Detroit. And I got to tell you, FYI, the Lions Stadium is actually a really, really nice stadium. I used to be there every year for Thanksgiving because United Way would do the halftime show. And that was like family. Great fans and stuff. They just never, ever win. I think we got a good chance against the Lions there. New England. November. It's going to be cold. Not quite as cold as December. Mark, does your wife know about me and Dak? Me and Mr. Dak, Mr. Dak, Mr. Dak, Mr. Dak, Mr. Dak. No, we don't have a thing going on. But yes, she knows about Dak. I think you got a chance against New England. I'm not going to say we're going to win. I'm not going to guarantee that, but I'm not going to say they're going to blow us out. I'm not, because I think my defense is going to get better with Michael Bennett. I think my defense is going to be better because DeMarcus Lawrence is getting healthy and getting his legs underneath of him. I think we will start seeing more and more from our defense. I think the team will start playing Jordan Lewis more, which will also help that. Okay? All right. Then we play Thanksgiving against the Bills at home. And, you know, Cole Beasley is going to be coming in there. And, you know, we usually do pretty good on Thanksgiving, so I think that's a good chance. And then we play against the Bears, okay, in Chicago. That's going to be cold. That's going to make it a little harder. But I think you got a good chance at that. And then we play the Lambs at home. Like I said, I'm not going to say that we lose any of these games. I'm not going to say we're going to win any of these games. I say you got a chance at all of them. And then we go to Philly, and Philly seems to think that they've righted the ship. I'm not sure that they've righted the ship. I think that they've just kind of delayed the issues. You don't all of a sudden just go from a locker room that was that dysfunctional. They got a little boost from Orlando Scandrick. They may want to send him a little bonus because he helped fire them up. But I don't know that those problems that are going on there, you know, you still don't know what's going on with Deshaun Jackson. They still don't have a good receiving core. Carson Wentz, to me, has regressed. They don't say it, but Carson Wentz has regressed. And I'm still not sold on him being a great quarterback because when you look at him over the last season and the season before, he's 9-10. Coming off of a Super Bowl team, 9-10. I don't know. They had to come back to beat them. Who are we talking about? Rams got lots of issues. See, here's the thing. Todd Gurley being hurt has really hurt that team. I think missing Ndamukong Suh hurt that defense a lot. They are not the same team. And Jared Goff, you could see Jared Goff started out at the beginning of the season last year, was hot as hell. He was rolling. But as the season went on, his numbers started going down. He started turning the ball over a lot more. And, you started to feel like teams were beginning to figure out the Rams a little bit, So you got the Rams. I'm like I said, anybody can beat you. We have not beat them with Dak yet, but I think you still got a chance. 11-5. Josh, I'm going to stick by my original forecast, which was 11-5. I'll say we win 7 of the 9 games. And then like I said, we got the Eagles, and then we got the Redskins. Now, the Redskins, it may be we have the division locked up, and we rest everybody. That's possible. That is possible. So that's where we stand with that stuff. Now, here's some interesting things. Like I was just saying with Carson Wentz. When Carson's not playing well, they will give you an excuse why he's not playing well. Well, his receivers aren't holding on the ball. His offensive line's not so good. He doesn't have the running game, They'll pump him up. But when it comes through, and it ends up being that Dak right now has the highest QBR in the NFL. The highest QBR. Mark, you ignored little Anna Welton. What happened with Anna? What did I miss? I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep my mind straight, and I'm old here. What did I miss with Anna Welton? Anna Welton? Was that a comment? Do I see it, Anna Welton? I don't know what. I don't see an Anna Welton. Explain to me Anna Welton. True believer that 10-6 sounds about right for Jason Garrett. With a real head coach, 12-4. Dak all day. Oh, 1-4-finger affix for that 6. Oh, I like that. Mark, can I say hi to your 11-year-old Alana? Alana? Hi, Alana. How you doing? And see, 11-year-old. Okay. Interesting story here. Shout out to Anala. Okay. Thank you for watching the show. I was on a YouTube channel, and somebody was talking about, Joe Boo Sports Report and stuff. And I think it was, some people that are kind of mad. What overall picks should have Dak been drafted? Now you know what he is. Oh man, yeah. So you're Josh Manning. You trying to start some stuff? Well, you got to right now look at it and say he should be higher than Jared Goff. I'm just looking at it.
If we went like to Denver,
I mean,
would have won in the first round.
I mean, if you want to compare, look, Dak Prescott 67.7% completion percentage, even when he regressed total. Leon Limmel, thank you very much for super chat. I would like to see Tony and Zeke on the field together. Well, I'm actually running out of time here too. But real quick on that Dak Prescott thing. Dak Prescott is higher in completion percentage. He's got more yards by well over 1,000 than either of those two. Total touchdowns, he blows them all away. He only has 4 less touchdown passes than Carson Wentz. Hasn't been injured. Jared Goff has the Super Bowl choking, and you got Wentz who's holding the ring for another guy. Other than that, Dak has got them on everything. But here's one of those interesting things, and that's a great point that you're bringing up about utilizing all of your weapons. because this is kind of cool. This is actually a great statistic here. And let me flip cameras so that way you guys can see this. This is kind of interesting. This is done by Mike Mosher. He's gone through and they've calculated how many yards Zeke has gotten with however many men in the box, okay? And how many, average and everything. So this is giving you the real breakdown. So when we've had 3 men in the box and we've run the football twice, okay, the teams only did this to us twice. Zeke ran the ball twice, 21 yards, 10.5 yard average. Wouldn't you love to only have 3 men in the box on a regular? That would be freaking incredible. But it's just not going to happen. 4 men in the box. We've had 2 attempts of him running, right? 16 yards, 8 yards a carry. Wouldn't you love it if we only had 4 men in the box? 5 men in the box, 7 attempts, 64 yards, 9.14. 6 men in the box, 41 carries, 75 yards, 4.2. That's more what you see more than anything else. 7 men in the box, 57 carries, of course, 3.86. Yeah, when they have to shut down the run, you're under 4. 8 men in the box, 3.4. So you see the narrative here, right? Good night, Miss Jackie. Thank you for being here. You know I appreciate you immensely. And thank you for the congratulations on that. Can we beat the Saints? We lost by 2 points. You lost by 2. Had we had a couple of things go right on that game, we could have won that game. I'll just say that much. Okay, so here's the thing that you got to understand, because as you were talking about, we got to use all of our weapons. You do not want to face 7 and 8 man fronts and having to run Zeke Elliott. You're under 4 yards a carry. What you want to do is you want to keep them honest. You want the defense to not know if you're passing or running. Do you know how you keep a team not knowing if you're passing or running? You keep them guessing. You keep them honest. Do you? Do you? The way you do that is, it's simple. Play action. When we were losing games to Green Bay, to the Saints, we went from 38, 39% play action passing our plays to about 18. We got away from it. Teams could then put those 8 men in the box because they knew we're running. You're not doing the play action. But see, if you don't know, play action is you're basically faking the run. Steffi Bates, amen. You're faking the run. You're making it look like a dive. You've got your offensive line, for example. Okay, let's say you're making it look like a dive, like you're running to the left. You've got your guards and tackles, and everybody's blocking to the left. You got Zeke Elliott going through like he's going to take the ball and run. And Dak pulls the ball out at the last second, rolls out because they've got 8 men in the box trying to crash in and stop Zeke Elliott from eating. And he's outside. He's outside. And now you got Amari Cooper who runs precise routes. You could have Jason Witten going a route. You could have Blake Jarwin going a route. And now you got one-on-one coverage, and now the advantage is to you. See, that's the difference of why we blew the hell out of the Eagles. Because we play action them. We kept them guessing. They didn't know where it's coming from. Is it going to be a run? If we put 8 men in the box, we're going to get eat up in the pass. If we don't put 8 men in the box, they're going to run the football. And that's what you have to do. These numbers prove. Listen, you want to make sure that the defense can't key in and put 8 men in the box. Pac-Man Moore, you want a shout out? Okay. Thomas, 100%. It's a beautiful thing. So we have to, in order to beat these teams that I'm talking about, we got to play action. We got to use all the weapons. And that's the great thing because we haven't really used everything. I'm trying to think who had two running backs in the little touchdown. Thank you very much. I appreciate that super chat. I want to grab something. Hold it for a second here. Just I'll be back in just 1 second here. 1 second. Just let me change the screen here. Hold up. We'll just go with that. Let me just change the screen here for a second. I'll be back here because we're going to stroll down memory lane. Dallas Cowboys. I have been an absolute, complete, diehard Dallas Cowboy fan since the day I was born. I'm 54 years old, and I have literally seen it all. And on this football, it was actually signed by Brandon Carr. Okay, Brandon Carr actually had my car because when he came to work with United Way, I picked him up at the airport and drove him around and stuff, and got him to sign a hat and a jersey and football. But on this football is basically the history of the Dallas Cowboys. And I remember, I was born when the Ice Bowl happened. I don't remember that one. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, oh, yeah, I remember that game. No, I didn't, because I was born in '65. But I remember growing up, and I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area, sitting on the couch with my dad. Switch camera views? What's wrong with? Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had this view. Okay, sorry. I messed up. I'm sorry. When I start going nostalgic, I lose my control. Okay, this is the football here, and here it is. All of the NFC championships, and of course, all the Super Bowls are on here. But I remember that first Super Bowl. I don't remember the plays because I was only about 5 years old. But what I remember is how dejected my dad was. How he was upset. You know, I'm a 5-year-old kid, and remembering stuff from when you were 5 is not an easy thing. But I remember him just being disgusted for weeks. But then the next year, 1971, we won the Super Bowl. We beat the Miami Dolphins. In fact, I have a pin from the 70s that's in my case over there that this football goes in. And I remember the joy of that. Because what the Dallas Cowboys were known as is the team that could not win the big one. Great regular season team. You know, they played great during the regular season, but they're choke artists. You know, they lost to the Green Bay Packers in the championship game. Had they won that one, it might not have been called the Lombardi Trophy. It might have been the Landry Trophy. But they actually lost to the Packers 3 times in the championship game. And then, of course, losing to the Colts in the Super Bowl. They were known as, you know, the team that just can't win it. Does that sound familiar to you guys? At all? That sound familiar to you guys? Because, no, this isn't my favorite piece. No. I don't know what my favorite, well, no, the football gods. This right here, that, my football gods, right, that is my favorite piece right there, which is signed by Randy White and Tony Dorsett. Joseph, oh, man, that was an ugly game. It was all field goals. But we beat the Miami Dolphins. And I remember us beating the Denver Broncos in the 70s. I remember losing those 2 to the Steelers. Oh, I hated the freaking Steelers. Mark, did I see the video? Which video? Big C? What video, Big C, from 10? 10 a key? Somebody sent me a link to a video for Facebook about the clock not moving, but the link wasn't there. So when everybody sits here and tells us, you can't win the big one, you're a choke artist, you suck, you got no chance, I don't believe it. Because I've seen this. And as much as we think everything is different and new. It's not. History repeats itself over and over again. The faces may change, but the same thing happens. Oh, Clifford, I'll be there. I guarantee you I'll be there. I've actually been through, I think, the last 14 Super Bowls. So regardless. And speaking of that, actually, wait a minute. I almost forgot this. Wait a minute. Do I have it here? Here's what you can do. Now, look, my motto is about giving back, okay? My wife works for United Way, okay? Great organization that does a lot to help a lot of people and stuff. They have a great thing, character playbook and stuff, where basically a lot of you trolls could use some character playbook because it teaches you about getting along with others. So you don't get people that are committing suicide because, you know, people are just kind of cruel. It teaches you interaction. It teaches you a lot of good things. And United Way partners up with the NFL, and every year they do a Super Bowl Extreme package. And see, if you make a donation to it, you get entered into the drawing. I have seen the last 3 winners, and we're talking about, and let me put the link in here real quick. Actually, this is the link for my YouTube channel, okay, my other one. I think we're only about 40 people away. I need 40 of you guys, please, 40 of you to like that page so that way we can start live streaming from there, so that way I don't have to put it on this channel, because we know how YouTube can get a little bit crazy. So I don't want to have something happen. Wait a minute. Let me get this link here real quick before we shut out here. Okay, boom. This should be the link right here. I don't know why it's not the short link, but this is the link to it, and I'm going to start putting this in start putting this on descriptions things, because basically a $10 donation enters you 10 times into the drawing. And what you get with this is you get club level seats, you get airfare, you get Friday night commissioner's party, and I've been to the NFL commissioner's party. You know when I caught Stephen A. Smith hugging all up on Jerry Jones? I was there with the winners last year, okay? You end up going to the NFL commissioner party. You go to the NFL PA party, and you go to NFL honors. You even get to go down on the field. So here's the thing. Did he get another sack?
Yeah, he got pressure on the quarterback.
Oh, okay. You get all access pass. You even get tailgate tickets, and NFL tailgate tickets are like $500. So, and listen. I'm going to tell you a little secret here, guys. Listen. Okay. Here's the thing. You know how you always see these contests? Okay, I didn't tell you this, but you see, Coors beer contests, and you see this contest and that contest that are put out there. The amazing thing is most people don't enter them, okay? They don't enter. The NFL had a whole thing where football was family contest, right? I entered where you had to actually do a video and stuff and all that, right? And this is the NFL. The NFL is advertising the F out of this. There was only 750 people who entered that contest. 750. There were 50 winners. That's some pretty good odds. So when you see those contests for the NFL and things like that, you got really good odds. So if you go out there and buy a lottery ticket where it's like, 1 in like 58 million chances of winning, you got a good chance of these things. And this, I'm telling you, is a dream trip of a lifetime. So if you want to work on karma, by all means. I'm going to tell you, I sat here, I told Mike earlier. It was funny because a couple days ago, I'm running a little overtime here. Philly 500 is drunk. Is he drunk tonight? Here's the thing. We're always told that nice guys finish last, right? And, everybody always says, go out and get your own. Forget that. Screw the other man. I don't believe in that. My whole motto is about spreading the mojo. If I can do good to help somebody else out, I'm going to. And somehow it seems like I always get blessed in the end. I'm blessed with a wonderful wife, with great kids that stay out of trouble. I'm blessed with all of you great fans. And I did something for somebody a couple days ago, and it worked out really, really well for that person. I wasn't looking for anything in return, but it would have been nice to say, hey, I appreciate what you did. What can I do for you? I never got that. But it was funny because something really amazing I wish I could share with you guys right now, but I will very soon, happened. And I was just like, wow, maybe that's karma. Because you don't do things for others looking for something. Clifford, if you go there, the more you donate, the more I think it's $10 is the minimum. The more you donate, the more chances you have to winning on it. Just click on the link, and let me click on it one more time. And but I'm telling you that the old saying of when you do something good, it comes back to you tenfold. I'm honest and truly believe in that, because when this thing happened to me today, I was like, Joseph knows about it. Miss Jackie knows about it. I had to tell somebody. But it was like, I can't believe it. It's like, what I'm saying is look out for your fellow man, and it will come back, because there's going to be a time when you need somebody else to look out for you. And we'll call you Cliff. Okay, Cliff. And it will come back to you. And that's why me and Michael are going to Puerto Rico. We thought we were only working on 3 houses. Mike, it's 8 houses now. They added, from the Protectos, they added 4 more houses. Well, yeah.
We had 8 houses before.
Yeah, so we're going to be working, our whole volunteers, I don't know how many houses we'll work on directly, but there's 8 houses that we're going to do it. So the bottom line is, everybody, keep spreading the mojo and keep sticking it to the Eagles, man. Keep giving them a hard way to go and stuff. Blessings shower down. Amen to that. So that's all I got to say about that, guys. I want to shout out to everybody who came in on Facebook that watched and stuff. I'm sorry I didn't get to your comments and stuff, but it's hard to, if you guys actually see everything that's going on in here. I'm actually running 4 computers. I've got 4 different cameras and the mixer, and it's a lot of stuff going on, and it's hard enough to read the comments coming through here. So if I missed any of your comments, I apologize. We do the best we can. But let me go ahead and acknowledge Zeppelin fan. I can't wait to see that banner. Cowboys up north. How are you doing? Jerry, Joseph. Hey, what's happening, Joseph? Chillers, Cliff, Art, Jerry, Q. Q's in the house. What's up, Q? Oh man, look, you should be. If you want to go to the Super Bowl wearing a Dallas jersey, Zeppelin fan, I go to the Super Bowl wearing Cowboys jerseys, even when we're not there, man. I go to the Super Bowl. I'm still defending the star. Cowboys up north. See you later, man. When am I going? We're going Saturday to Puerto Rico. We'll be actually in Puerto Rico for that Monday night game. Hopefully we'll be able to get a good enough signal that we can live stream and talk about the game. Yeah, E2 Blue will definitely be live streaming it. And are the Steelers coming back over there?
I mean, it's 14-10. So
Williams, how are you doing, man?
Fitzpatrick just had an interception.
South of Heaven, thank you very much. Mike Mosh is actually South of Heaven. Is the guy who actually does my jerseys there.
Dang, this guy intercepted.
Have a safe trip. All right, everybody. So let's get ready to get up out of here. Let's just have a little bit more fun here before we go, because I actually just love doing this. So I've just got a bad side. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Where's my cursor? Oh, there you are. Let's go ahead and do this real quick here, because I like this. watching that clip. And since we've gone down Glory Road, let's do this one,
Every single one of you. I mean, I'm not just talking about these last 60 minutes. I'm talking about the quarterback schools, the mini camps, the off-season, the training camp, down in Austin when it was hot and you were tired.
All right, hey, Zeppelin Ben, you know how we roll here, man. You know how we roll.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Man, thank everybody. But Zeppelin, you know how we roll, man. We got to turn out the lights, man. So, as always, man, thank you guys for blessing me so much, being in here. You know, there's nothing like hanging out with 300 or 400 of my best friends and things. And keep your fingers crossed. If something happens, we're going to do something really, really cool that I guarantee you nobody on YouTube has done before. And it'll be a great way to spread that mojo and that karma. So you ain't got to go home, but it's time to turn off the lights, guys. Because this party's over.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.